This video shows how to wire a powered turnout for your HO train layout. And this also applies to other scales such as Zen. Three things you have here. You have a turnout, that's your switch track or your turnout track. You have a black switch controller box, which you press the button on top to throw the switch right and left, or in and out, open and close. And then you have a red power wire. The power wire supplies power from a transformer, speed controller, into the switch box, into the switch. So the first thing you do is to hook this turnout up would be to take the red wire and unravel it. And I have one here that's open, ready to go. It has two ends. It has an end with two spade lugs that go to your transformer or your controller, and a square little plug on the other end which goes to your switch box. So we'll take one end of the red wire, little tab, put it into the switch box. Then we'll take the wire on the turnout itself and plug that into the bottom. So now you have the red power wire which will hook to your transformers. The reason I have the two transformers here is because this is an old style transformer that has accessory terminals on the top connected to the transformer. And if you want to use that, you just press these two buttons down and insert these spade lugs right into the little hole and let go of the tab, and your wires are hooked up. Now, on newer sets and newer transformers, this is an old transformer that has the accessory terminals. The newer version of this transformer does not have those lugs on the top. What we do is we have a new multi-accessory power supply, which basically gives you power to supply. It'll supply power to your turnouts, to your accessories, to your lights and things like that on the layout. And it's nice because it doesn't tax the speed controller or take power away from your locomotives. So to use this, basically I don't need to hook it to my speed controller. I just basically plug my terminal spade lugs into the controller, and then take my transformer and plug it into the end of that accessory transformer, and it'll supply the power to my switch. So I've plugged my wires into the switch control box, and I actually plugged this in, so I now have power on my accessory transformer, and you'll see the little light light up. And basically now all I have to do is throw the switch, and the turnout goes to the direction it shows on the box. So, very simple wiring. You're going from your power source, be that an older transformer with an accessory terminal or a newer power supply, run the power into the switch box on the side, the right side of it, and then plug your switches right down, or your turnouts, into the bottom of that. Now if I have another turnout, or I have multiple turnouts, and I'm using these switch boxes, I can take another switch box and plug these two together. So now I have power going into this one as well. And I'll just plug my other turnout into this box, and you'll see that now I have two switch boxes running off the one transformer, and this will operate the first one and this will operate the second. And it's as simple as that, and I can add multiple switches onto this until I have them all wired into the switch box. If you take a look at the turnout here, my button doesn't correspond to the direction that the switch is throwing in. In other words, it's open here, but it shows straight on my box. If I want to fix it so that when I throw the switch, it's showing the proper orientation, basically I take the wire, the switch wire, out of the bottom of the switch box and turn it around and put it back in. That reverses the polarity so that when I throw the switch box in the proper direction, it shows the right orientation. Two items that come in very handy when wiring a turnout are these extension wires. These are sold separately, and they're used to extend the length of the wires from your accessory transformer and your switch box to the turnout. So if your turnout's way over on the other side of the layout, you can take this extension wire, and basically what you do is you unplug this from the box and plug in the extension wire to it, and then you plug the other end of the extension wire into the switch box and then spread this wire all the way out. Same with the power cord. You would unhook the power supply, plug this one in, and plug this in to the other side. So basically these are two extension wires so that you can run the turnouts at a distance.